My name's Paul John Whitton. I'm from Moree. We were born at the hospital. The little white house it was. And then in 1949, no, 40 or 41, we were born, Peter and I. And she took us away from Moree when we were 4, and we come to Waitara, and we was at the sisters at Cremorne. Oh, not Cremorne, Waitara. And she worked there at Cremorne in North Sydney while they were there. We were there for about 3 or 4 years there. Then when Mrs. English, she was an Aboriginal person that looked after the KBH. She took her away from there, unbeknownst to Mum. And as far as I knew, she was still alive then. And so that'll be 49, 41, 42, 49. But she came and picked us up, both of us, and said we go for a drive. When she took us to Wentworthville, Wenty, went a big building there next to the station there. And he dropped us there, and we stayed there for about another 3 years there. And then she come back and picked us up and said the same thing. We're taking you for a drive. They took me for a drive all the way to Kinchela. And that's when she started to change us, started to close office, because I didn't know what she was doing. And Peter and I were just standing there, we were dumbfounded. And because we didn't know what was going on, next minute we had closed the office and took our clothes off us, and they threw them in them and burnt them, and said we had to go to showers. And when we had our showers, we had to rub this white powder. We thought it was baby powder or something like that, but it wasn't. It was some stuff for the tinea or something like that. But otherwise, when the manager's place, they had a double garage there on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side they had the manager's place, and that's where I started to go wandering around, because I'm a bugger for wandering myself around. And anyway, we got amongst the bigger boys, and they looked after us while the attendants were making rooms for Peter and I to get in. But we had to get the small children's buildings. We were only babies, my age, I say. We were only 4, 5 and 6. And we was in there for a while. But and the manager was Mr. Peachy, Mr. White. The attendants was Ron Scarborough, Mrs. Scarborough, Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, and Mrs. Higgins. And the school teachers was Charlie Foster. He was the headmaster. what else now? I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, we'll just let this, I might think of it later. Cooper took us to the recreation room, and he said to us, who do you want to fight? I said, what do I want to fight for? He said, we're going to put you and your twin brother against one another. I said, I'm not going to go building his head because I know I was the eldest. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. So he said, and all he said, you don't do it, you'll get the bigger boys that built me. So I just had to give them a punch here and a punch there, but it hurt me more than it hurt him. And I jumped on the parallel bars and doing somersaults on it, and I missed the barrel, the gear part, and down I went like a bag of wood. It hit my tooth, and it drove straight up here. That's why I got no teeth. The floor was all board. Yeah. Scarborough, he was a nice bloke, the nicer of them all anyway. Him and his wife. And then there was a new school teacher come towards us, and she was a redhead. She had hair down to her bare bum. The redhead, oh gee, she was nice. She was nice. And it had hair like out when me dog I used to get around with. They used to call him Sandy Woggles. That was her hair. And her name was Mrs. Wilson. Oh no, not Mrs. Miss Wilson. And I took a liking to her because every time she walked somewhere I'd go follow her. She said, no, don't follow me. She give me this class. I said, all right, let's go back to the yard. But I was one person that had a good I was good at arithmetic, social studies, and I wanted to go to high school, and I wanted to join the police force, and I didn't get that. They said I was too good because I was the best person to know how to milk cows. And I had to finish up work teaching the boys milking cows. And while I was doing that, Brucey Ellis and I was having a bit of a tiff. And he went to hit me and I ducked, and he hit one of those wooden posts. Missed it, he busted it with his hand, but he probably wouldn't remember. Yeah, but otherwise, we used to do them up 3 o'clock in the morning, go and get the cows, bring them all down to the bales, and there wasn't machinery then. We never had no tractors. We had horse and dray. And they pull these big square with all forks in it, like arrows, and they pointed into the ground, and they used to pull them around. Me and Angus Loaf. Well, I cut it short. Used to go and take the milk down to the box where we put the milk and make our cream, and then when we do that, we finish up making butter. We used to have our own butter. We never used to pay for butter or anything like that. Yeah. Oh,
On the stories.
better stop quacking, I think.
That was beautiful. Well, thank you. I'm sure a lot of memories. But that's really lovely to hear a lot of the old.
Yeah, we had a
boys were taken care
big
of.
garden,
Yep.
big garden there, and a swimming pool. We would grow our own vegetables, rhubarb, not pineapple, cucumber, beetroot. We had all that. And the other attendants used to take it into town and sell it, and we didn't know nothing about it. And that was all supposed to be for the home itself. I got chucked in the swimming pool, nearly drowned. To put me down the deep end, because I nearly drowned. Dad just finished up jumping in, jumping after me, coughing and spluttering, squirting and squealing. I wasn't too happy for that, but it learned me to swim, that's for sure. And Peter used to be, between brothers, used to laugh at me all the time. Swimming, don't get in that water, Paul. And the washing, we used to do our own washing with these big whopping white big machines, and on either side of them, we used to call them ringers, and you can ring them out and dry them in the machine, and they get this big feather width of this between that post and that bed there, round, and all big holes like that in it, and the colour green, it was a green, and so were the ringers. And Bruce Ellis got caught putting his foot in the cement. Everybody wanted to know who he put his foot in. Nobody came out. After a while, Bruce Ellis owned up. He put his foot in it, and he went and got cut across the bare bottom. And I was in hospital most of the time because I suffered with asthma. I was born with it. But Mum didn't. I never seen my Mum after that. And Scarborough was going out to the shops. He used to get 40 shillings every week. We used to get it. And Scarborough used to go to the shops in Kempsey, and we used to get a big order. The little olive eggs you get. In those days, there were bloody big bags about that for 20 cents, 2 bob. In those days, in 49 to 50. And I finished up, and I got raped by one of the boys that I didn't know he was in the toilet with us. And I went to hospital for a couple of weeks, I think. And then he's dead now, as far as I know anyway. But they couldn't find me a job. Oh, they did find me one, but I mucked it up myself. That was my fault, sticky vegan when I shouldn't have been sticky vegan. Put my finger in this card and there's a key there. What's this doing? I twist it on. Shoosh! Frightened the life out of me. It just went straight through the brick wall. Back to our boys, I went back. Didn't have a job after that. Then I went from there. From Mrs. Duncan. She come from Walgett Mission. She come all the way from Walgett to come and pick me up. And that's why they sent me Walgett Mission. Just for a port of clothes, nothing else, no shoes, no nothing. When I got out there, she had a son, not Mrs. Mackenzie. She was the one that was supposed to stay there till I was 21. And I went some people from Cadamble come there looking for workers, and I was the first cab on the rank. Burr cutting. It was my first job. And the birds are up this high. We go all those boys, and I finished up getting crook. I nearly fell in the fire, but the boys were just as well as somebody was behind me that caught me in just in time. Otherwise, I'd have went straight in the fire. And they drove me to Canberra Hospital. And I've been working ever since all this time. And I only just knocked off work in 1972. This year will be 79. And this year is my 50th wedding. So I had plenty of work. I had sheep stations, and the wheat, railway, went to Cobar, went to Burke, went to Warren, went to Dubbo, I went everywhere. And I come to Sydney. What does Paul do? Drive without a licence. Rat bag. Anything else you want?
Beautiful. No, it's beautiful that you can still smile at the end of the day and have a laugh and see the funny side of things.
Yeah, you do now.
Yeah.
And the silly thing we always doing when I was younger.
Yeah.
I used to drink, but I don't drink now. I might have a beer now and then, but that's it.